You're listening to Humans Aren't Real, a podcast where we talk about movies, TV shows, anime, and video games. I'm Fry, along with Wolf. What's up, Wolf?
Howdy, howdy.
And we're episode 3 here with our another top 10 list. Dang it, I forgot to turn that one off. With another top 10 list about animated shows this time, including anime, because I don't watch a lot of anime, so I don't have enough to do a whole list on it. But you want to start out? You want me to start out?
I'll definitely start out.
All right.
So we're starting with our number 10, working our way up to number 1. My number 10 is Ronin Warriors. It's
I've heard that
also
before. The
known
anime?
as Samurai Troopers. Yeah, it's an anime.
Okay. Okay. Just remember, you got to clarify some of the animes with me because I probably haven't
Oh,
even
okay.
heard of them.
That's all right. Yep.
Is it
So
like
this is,
currently on, or is it one that's over with?
it's over with. It was, let's see, the year was 2017 when they released it.
It wasn't that long ago.
It was a show that was like it's it's kind of before Power Rangers where you had a team of colored samurai and they each had their own ability.
Okay.
And the one that I liked the most was the green one, and his name was Sage, and he had a two-handed sword.
So like, so kind of like Power Rangers mixed with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, yeah. But they're just kind of set in the samurai age, and it's just like back and forth. The style of artwork kind of reminds me of like He-Man, the old one, not the new one.
Oh, okay. I've heard about the new one. Had no interest whatsoever in watching it.
Yeah, I gave it a good effort, but when you make a show that's not about He-Man, it kind of defeats the purpose of calling it He-Man.
Yeah. Well, I guess they just use the name. I mean, you got to get
Yeah,
people to watch it somehow.
yeah. But number 10, Ronin Warriors.
Is it on like Netflix or anything?
It's on Crunchyroll right now.
Oh,
They
okay.
got
Yeah.
39 episodes.
Was that one season or
Yeah.
man, remember when they used to do like 20 plus episodes in a season?
Yeah,
Like
instead of like
regular
5.
TV shows used to do that, but now it's like everything's like 9 or 10 episodes a season. It's like, what the heck happened, man?
Yeah. Well, what's your number 10?
So I've only got two animes on here,
Okay.
and number 9 or number 10 is one of those animes. It's one that I almost forgot about. I was actually at work, and somebody had called me this character because I was trying to start some trouble, and she was like, "What do you think you're One Punch Man?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about One Punch Man." So that is definitely going on the list, and I'll throw that in immediately because my other anime is actually like I actually really enjoy it, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, One Punch Man. Yeah, I still haven't seen season 2. I've only seen season 1, but I haven't watched season 2 because I need to rewatch season 1, and I'm just not ready to do it yet. I'll do it soon.
Okay. Yeah, season 2 was okay. It mostly follows Genos and his like trying to be an S rank hero.
I mean, not really too interested in that. Like, One Punch Man. Like I want to see what he's doing.
Oh, you get to see what he's doing, which is kind of funny. Do you want me to spoil it a little bit?
I mean, no, but yes.
It's just a little bit. So he's trying to like sneak into a tournament to kind of like see, oh, there might be somebody that's like really good in a martial arts tournament. So he's trying to like sneak into a tournament.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
It's good. It's good.
That first season though was pretty awesome.
Oh, amazing. Yep.
So it's like it's gonna be hard to beat that.
Yes, it will, but it definitely does in season 3, which isn't out yet.
Okay. I was gonna say, man, did I really fall that far behind already in season three? All
Not
right.
yet.
So,
Not yet.
so what's your number nine?
So number 9 is Reboot. It is a 3D animation cartoon that me and my younger brother used to watch all the time.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm really mad that I did not put that on my list. They actually
it,
did a new reboot. It's actually on Netflix, and I tried to watch it. It's like
yeah,
really bad.
it's not the same vibe.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. This isn't exactly what I was expecting. Like when I saw that it was like a reboot, it was very disappointing. I was very upset. That show was awesome. Like the games, the blocks would come in, and I love that show.
Yep.
Reminded me of Beast Wars. Kind of had the same visual style. You know, you don't
Yeah,
know
a little
Beast
bit.
Wars?
Yeah,
All right. Which
a little
Beast
bit.
Wars is, by the way, I snuck one in there that I took off my list.
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And what is your number 9?
Number nine for me was a last minute thing because I just felt like you can't talk about any kind of animation without saying The Simpsons. Like
Okay. Yep.
it's been on forever, and it's not as good as it was when I was a kid, but it has its moments. The movie that they made some time ago, it was funny. So I mean, like Simpsons is definitely like a animated classic. Our generation, if you didn't watch The Simpsons or at least have stories of like trying to watch The Simpsons, then I'm blown away if that's the case.
Yeah, there's always a reference or some kind of like fortune telling show of The Simpsons. It's like predicting the future.
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's like, what the heck is going on?
That's like the meme now. What I think I saw one recently about Bitcoin's price and another one about Trump being president.
Oh yeah, yeah, yep.
It's like, The Simpsons, you got us again.
You fortune telling cartoon.
Yeah. Ugh, even for the worst sometimes. Whoops.
Yep.
I digress.
All right. My number 8. The Simpsons.
Nice.
Uh,
That's a good
I
choice. Good choice.
always looked forward to the Halloween specials. They
The
were,
Treehouse of Horrors.
yes. And then they
Yep.
just keep like adding Roman numerals, and it would just be
Yeah,
so
yeah.
off the wall disturbing.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. Like and they would do like different intros for every one of them. and they do like different stories. It wasn't just like one full episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. I loved it.
Oh yeah. Man, I could remember those being some of my favorite episodes. Just like I was always a little upset when they had a really good one, and I'm like, man, I do wish that entire episode was just that.
Yeah, but the TV show was also just as entertaining. It's like, okay, what's this intro going to be? What is going to be on the
Yeah,
chalkboard that
yeah,
Bart's going to write?
yeah.
What sofa are they going to sit on?
Dude, I remember the day when like I was able to pause stuff, and I remember just kind of being like, holy crap, I can read every little thing, and like because I would always miss it. Like I'm a slow reader. So it would always
Yeah.
go by. I'm like, oh, and I'd get distracted because there's so many of them. I couldn't choose which line, and I wouldn't know what it was. I could remember when I could first pause it and be like, haha, gotcha.
Very nice. What is your number 8?
Number 8 is along the lines of Simpsons, I feel like, but kind
Okay.
of for a younger audience at that time. Animaniacs,
Okay.
because of course that brought us Pinky and the Brain, which was hilarious as well. But like we all remember the map song, like where he's literally like, what is it? He's like naming every single country and pointing at all of it on a map, and like I can't remember what it is right off the top of my head, but I remember it.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember the exact words, but yeah, like that was like iconic.
Yeah. I think. Well, who was it? It was Wacko. I think was
Yeah,
singing it.
Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. That
Yeah.
was that was their names. Haha.
I think I like the Istanbul one that they did.
Say that.
That.
See, that even rings a bell. What else like I know Pinky and the Brain came from that show, but I feel like there was more that came from that
No, they
show that I
did.
just can't.
I think they did Galaxy Man. They didn't do Istanbul. I think that was Looney Tunes.
Oh, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. They all do kind of meld into one thing here and there after you get so old.
So here's a little food for thought for Pinky and the Brain. So they say in the intro, one is a genius, the other's insane.
Yeah.
So who is the genius?
Well, you assume Brain. So
But
you're
he
saying
keeps
Pinky's
doing the same thing over and over and over.
Hmm,
What's the definition of insanity?
literally that. I mean, I hate to admit you have a point, but at the same time, Pinky is the one that's always screwing it up.
Uh huh. Or is he preventing it?
I don't like you making me rethink my childhood. I don't really appreciate what you're doing right now.
listen, listen. It's giving you a different perspective. That's all I'm sharing here.
I don't like it.
I love it. I love the.
I don't
It's
like that. It breaks my brain a little bit. It hurts.
it's kind of similar to the Darth Jar Jar Binks in Star Wars.
Hmm.
That he's actually a Sith.
Say, okay, I haven't not heard that one.
Ooh, we might have to get into it another time, but just think about this. When the Jedi were going and investigating the area, they're like, oh, there's no intelligent life anywhere. Jar Jar pops up and surprises Jedi.
I picked up what you were putting down, but at the same time, I don't like the fact that you just made me think about Pinky and the Brain like that.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah. I hope you sleep well tonight.
Oh, I do. I'm gonna be sleeping, smiling that you're gonna be stressing about this, and then ask me about it again tomorrow.
I'm not even gonna ask you. I'm gonna go out of my way to make sure I walk by you just to give you like evil looks all day.
I'll have to send you a text message about it,
No.
like news article.
Yeah. I'm gonna shake you.
This is from the creator.
Number 7, you turd.
Okay, so I had to change my number 7. It was going to be Ichabod, the cartoon. It's kind of a love-hate relationship with that movie. It's like Mr. Toad slash Ichabod. And I just like, all right, since one of the movies I hate on that, I'm just going to get a new one. So my real number 7 is Zombie 100 Bucket List of the Dead. It's an anime.
I say I haven't heard of that one.
It's a guy that's so stressed out at work. He's like killing himself and he's just overworked. And then the apocalypse happens.
Yeah.
And he is the happiest he's ever been in his life. And he's just like, you know what? Everybody's going to be a zombie one day. So I'm just going to make a bucket list. And then once I'm done, I could be a zombie and I won't have any regrets.
Dude, I swear me and my wife have had that conversation. We're just waiting for the zombie apocalypse so we can just like hit our peak.
Yeah. So they did a live action, and I tried getting into it, but it didn't have the same vibe.
Well, who did it? Was it some American studio or was it somebody from the country
No,
it came from?
yeah, I think it's Korean that made that one.
Okay. Well, that's
Could be
disappointing.
Japanese.
Is it on
Hmm.
Netflix? It sounds like something I definitely want to check out.
Yeah, the live action's on Netflix. The anime is on Crunchyroll.
Wow. Dang it with these subscriptions.
Crunchyroll's so good.
I mean, I don't know if I watch enough anime to justify another subscription.
Yeah. Well, you might if you start watching it.
I mean, that one my wife might even be like, "Huh, maybe." But all right.
Okay. What's your number 7?
My number 7 is one that I had to throw in there, like as I watched all the time as a kid, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep. Okay.
I do have two on here from my childhood that I don't think you'll know, but I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was the second most watched cartoon on my TV almost my entire childhood.
Who's your
Like
favorite
even
character?
so, are we talking movies or cartoon?
The cartoon. We're talking about the cartoon.
Okay, if we're talking cartoon,
And we're talking the original one, right?
yeah, the original, yeah.
Okay.
Even some of the newer ones they had weren't that bad either, but yeah, the original one, it was have to probably be Michelangelo because he was funny. Like I liked
Yep.
the cartoon, the funnier aspect of it, and he was really, really funny. Now, if you're talking movies, I'm going Raphael
Okay.
all day long.
Yeah.
But I hate to admit it, but the new ones aren't really that bad either. I got over it. I used to trash it pretty bad. They're really not that bad. They're entertaining, and I could see they're gonna snatch up a younger audience with it at the same time. So it's like, I kind of crapped on that movie a little bit too much.
Yeah. Well, cartoon wise, I liked Michelangelo as well, but he was like my favorite turtle. But side character, I liked Casey Jones. He was fun.
Yeah, mean, I kind of like the bad guys more. So it'd be like Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah.
I kind of like them, which made me really sad that the Secret of the Ooze that they didn't do Bebop and Rocksteady. They did like a Bebop and Rocksteady like Wish version. They were like similar animals type of thing, similar like build. Like I don't know why they went with like the snapping turtle and like a wolf instead of the characters that already exist.
Yeah.
But I do love that movie. I love that movie.
It's a fun one.
Oh yeah.
What was the girl's name? The girl Ninja Turtle.
Oh, I don't remember because that was in the newer one of the newer ones, wasn't it?
It was a live action one. What was her name?
Or so I don't even think I watched that one because I think that was like late enough that I was just like, that just is weird. Like it was just weird. Like I was old enough that I'm like
She had like
a
a
f-
light blue bandana.
yeah, yeah. But they went
I
too
can't
human with
remember.
it.
Yeah.
Like dude, it a female turtle looks just like a male turtle. Like you don't really need to change them that
Yeah.
drastically. It was it
Just
was too weird.
yeah, she was just like thinner.
Mm, yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I couldn't get into it.
All right. My number 6 is One Punch Man, the anime. It is a hilarity to
Yeah.
enjoy watching him just like obliterate anything that he fights. Him
What
just like overpoweringly strong where someone's trying to like hurt him or like threaten him and he's just like, yeah, okay, go ahead and try.
I mean, the storylines were actually really good too. Like I do kind of like remember like really getting into like because it's almost like each episode was its own thing, but it was kind of coming to something. Like they all kind of connected a little bit, and like the story actually, I like the story itself on top of just how great it is in general.
Yeah, and it's so funny how cheap he is about stuff.
I do remember just like his nonchalant attitude of almost like always being irritated that he has to fight someone.
It's more that no one can actually challenge him, so there's like no threat,
Yeah.
and he's just too powerful.
I'm gonna definitely have to watch season two. I feel like I missed out.
You are missing out because when season 3 drops, I'll be just talking about that the whole time.
Well, then I'll just have to ignore you.
Did you watch the S rank Hunter? You see what he did this episode? No.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
He turned a
Completely,
different color.
completely oblivious to everything.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I'm gonna act like I don't even know you.
Well, then you're just gonna have to watch the second season already.
I'll get there. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff I gotta watch. From is getting ready to come out with a new season. Oh snap!
Meh,
Nah, come on.
meh,
I don't see how that last
meh.
episode of season one you did not just go,
Oh, that just like stopped it
oh, dude,
cold.
it's so good.
Another buzz.
Ugh, you don't know nothing.
Anyways, what's your number 6?
Number six is another of my childhood shows was Darkwing Duck.
Okay, yeah.
All right, I was suspicious that you might not have known that, but I was like, I don't know, he might, he might.
No, like the whole Duck family of shows, like Scrooge, the
Yeah.
DuckTales, all of those little cartoons.
I feel like Darkwing Duck was a little. a little on its own in a way. Like I didn't know a lot of people that really, because everybody knows Donald Duck, but
Hmm.
like I didn't know a lot of people that actually knew about that show. Like there wasn't a lot of people that I knew that was talking about watching that cartoon.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one that was awesome. I can remember the theme song and the credits and everything. And that one crazy dude that was like a plug, like his head was a plug. What was that? I don't remember his name.
Well, I don't remember either.
Yeah, I don't
Been so
remember his
long.
name. I could see it in my head though.
So, what did you like about that show?
It was, I mean, like just it was silly. Just like the villain. I mean, he was a plug.
Right.
Like it was just stupid, and he was like always spitting on him and stuff like that. It's hilarious. I love that show, and the theme song got me every time.
Okay. Hmm.
Superheroes. Haha.
All right. Well, my number 5 is Dragon Ball slash Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, so I know, aren't those like hundreds of episodes?
Oh yeah, there's tons and tons and tons of them.
Okay, yeah. So
But
that's,
we're gonna just focus mostly on Dragon Ball, the original.
and there's still hundreds of episodes of that as well.
There is a bunch. Uh, I just remember early Sunday morning, uh, being able to get a Japanese station that comes on our TV, and we would watch episodes of Dragon Ball from Japan. So they were in Japanese. They're not
Oh,
dubbed. They're not subbed. They're nothing. They're just straight Japanese Dragon Ball. So we'd just be watching watching Japanese Dragon Ball back when it was in the I don't remember, in the 90s, early 90s. A long time ago.
so I can remember watching some of it as a kid, but not like that. Like it was dubbed,
Yeah.
and like I remember like really liking it. It was a sweet show, but then like I realized how many there were, and I was just like, there's no way I'm ever gonna watch all of those and then actually know what's going on. Like it'll never happen. So just because there's so much content, it has really pushed me away from the idea of even watching every episode.
Yeah. No, I get it. It would be a monumental feat to start watching it, but there's ever a series you go, I want to watch a lot of episodes. That'd be a good one to do.
Well, yeah. What he's just trying to get the Dragon Balls, right? Like, what do they do?
It grants you any wish within like that dragon's power.
Okay, so he's just trying to make a wish.
Yeah.
Uh, I know there's hundreds. Huh. Interesting. I do know a lot of people that watch it, but
Yeah.
man, I'm
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z became even more popular with the characters that came out. It's like more bad characters that were like converted into good characters, and Goku even like becomes even stronger than he was, and there's like different forms they could take to increase their power, and it's just like them yelling for like a whole episode, and it's like, yeah, you can do it, power up, level up. And it's just him for like a half hour going, "Oh."
I can't. Okay, so the Japanese anime series Dragon Ball Z has 16 seasons and a total of 277 episodes.
I think The Simpsons beat them. They're
Yeah,
on
but
like season 39 or something like that.
But at least with The Simpsons, I watched a lot of it
500
growing up,
episodes.
so I don't have to watch every single episode. Like I've seen a majority of them,
Yeah,
like as a kid.
right. And they're like still going.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like South Park. They're on what, season 28?
Right.
I remember that show when it first came out too. Oh, wait, there you go. I had to pull my list back up. I accidentally minimized it.
All right. Talking about your list. What's your number five?
My number five is a newer show,
Okay.
Solar Opposites.
I haven't heard of that one.
So it's
Cartoon, animation,
yeah,
3D.
it's kind of like a Family Guy in a way. It's a Hulu show, and it's from the guy that made well, I don't want to mention that yet. It's my next one. I'll mention that. But he made the same show that my number four is. He made some video games. You'll know it when I say my next one. But it's funny because the guy just got fired not too long ago, and he was the voice of the main character.
Oh, Rick
Well,
and Morty.
mm, that's my number four. But
Yeah.
he's the same guys that did Rick and Morty made
Yeah.
this Solar Opposites. I can't remember what the main guy's name was. He also made the Trover, a video game called like Trover Saves the World or
Yes.
something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
And
This is like a weird alien.
yeah, it was a VR game too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah. And and they also made the one that just came out like this year or last year, I think. Life, something about life, where your gun is actually like an alien. But anyways, the like that series, the first season when it came on, they do like a whole side story about these aliens are shrinking human beings down and putting them inside their walls to live. So throughout the first season, there's this whole side story about these shrunken humans that live in the wall and like all the crazy stuff that's going on in the wall. It was brilliant. It was just phenomenal. And that like cemented it. The second I saw like that they were kind of doing like two different shows in one show, it
So that's
was
like the borrowers.
uh, like like that idea maybe,
Okay.
but it's like
Huh.
it's just this kid, he's just a punk teenager, but they're aliens. It's an alien family that crash landed on Earth, and he's just this punk teenager, and because he get people make him mad, he shrinks them, and to punish them,
Yeah.
he puts them in the wall. And then there's like this whole side story about like the struggle for power inside the wall, and it's phenomenal. Just for that alone, the show is worth watching, and like the actual show itself is hilarious on top of it. It's phenomenal. If you like Rick and Morty and that kind of humor, if you don't know Solar Opposites, you got to watch it.
Hmm. Interesting. Uh, Rick and Morty can be hit or miss. Sometimes they just go too ridiculous, and it's just not interesting to watch anymore.
The newer seasons definitely are a little different. Like the first few seasons really do it for me. Like there's so much that I just like it makes me laugh so hard. Like the Pickle Rick is fantastic, like one of my favorite episodes. And then there's the Vat of Acid is one of the newer ones. Then the last season or two, it's a little weird. Like you can tell the one guy is gone. Like you could tell he's not in the writer's room. It almost feels like that. Like he's something's missing.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I can't remember what seasons I watched. Watched a few.
I think they're on like six now, and I think like in my opinion, the first three were great, and then four is where it kind of slowly it's hit or miss, and then it just gets worse and worse in my opinion. But it's still, I still look forward to watching it when it comes on. It's not like I'm not like, oh, another one of these. But I'm like, I hope they really get it this season.
Okay. So you said you're number 4. I guess it's my turn then.
Yeah. Did you do your 5 already? I think my 5
Yeah,
and 4
Dragon
kind of
Ball.
melded. Okay, mine kind of melded into one there
Yeah,
unintentionally. I just so happened to put them next to each other on the list.
that's all right. My number 4 is Naruto slash Bleach.
What is
Two
the
separate
Bleach?
shows,
Pre
but
prequel or something?
no, it's different shows, kind of like the same Shogun Jump manga that it came from. But you have Bleach, which is with swords and like spirit power. And then you have Naruto, which is like ninjas and chakra and chi and stuff.
Yeah, I know Naruto because my sister, my brother-in-law, and the nieces they all watched that. They were all like super
Yeah.
into it. Isn't that another one of those couple hundred episodes?
Oh yeah. There's a bazillion episodes, and there's like
Yeah.
a new season. It's like Naruto Shippuden, and then there's another season about his son in the future, and it's like another bazillion episodes. And there's like 5 or 6 different like movies. It's just an all-encompassing, amazing series that is fantastic.
So I'm really far behind
Oh yeah,
one of
and
those that have been recommended to me, and I'm just like, yeah, but there's so much.
yeah, and then the Bleach cart anime is just fantastic to watch. The first season, my favorite character is Kenpachi. He's kind of crazy. He he's a he's a character that just enjoys fighting. He doesn't care about anything else other than the joy of fighting.
I know people like that. So if I had to watch only one of them, would it be Naruto or Bleach?
Naruto, yeah, 100%. There's this episode that this is definitely spoilers. Like I'm gonna give a spoiler episode. There's a character called Rock Lee and another character called Gara. And Gara is a sand ninja that can use sand abilities to fight. And Rock Lee doesn't have any other abilities other than his fighting ability. So when they're going at it and fighting, it's just an amazing fighting arc of them going at it. And then there's this like moment in it where he's like losing and his teacher is like, okay, you could do it now, Lee. And he's like, but master, you said it's only if I am gonna protect someone or if I'm gonna die, I could take those off. And he's like, no, go ahead, you can do it. He's like, all right, and he's gonna take off some wrist weights and some leg weights, and people are like, oh, it's just what an old way of fighting, just having weights on his arms. And he drops them, and he like destroys a part of the stadium. It's just like plumes of dust. And then everyone's like freaking out because of how much weight he was actually using.
Yeah.
So then when he starts fighting for real, he just like disappears. And you can't even see him. And he starts punching at Gara's like sand shield. And he's just like, what the crap? And everyone's like, how fast is it? It's just in a moment you watch that and it's just, oh crap, that's amazing. That's how you do animation.
Feel like there was a lot of that in One Punch Man for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like he would do it every episode. It's just like, oh, someone's gonna beat him finally, and he's just like, nope.
So you're saying like the hundreds of episodes finally paid off with this epic battle?
Well, this is like an arc in like a tournament type of thing. There's different like things that happen that are similar to that kind of
Well,
feel of,
yeah, but with hundreds
oh,
of
it's
episodes, you could stretch that thing out. You could do like a whole story arc in like 150 episodes, just all
yeah,
accumulating to one massive battle.
yeah. But there's multiple battles of different characters which are equally as cool.
All right, so like every 20 to 25 episodes then.
Yeah, sure. Sure. What's your number three?
uh Number three was something else I watched as a kid. Did you ever hear Freakazoid?
Yeah,
I love that show. It was so stupid. He was just
yeah.
the dumbest character in the world.
Reminded me of Yonoid.
Oh, the Pizza Hut thing or something?
Yeah, yeah, I think it's Domino's.
Avoid the Noid.
Yeah.
That's funny. I can see it. I feel like that was another one of those shows that like branched off another series of shows. Like characters from that got their own show, but I could be wrong.
Or the Tick.
Oh yeah. Was the Tick Freakazoid?
No.
I remember, did you ever see the live action Tick?
I tried watching it. It just wasn't as funny.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't translate well somehow. Like somebody was doing something wrong somewhere and it just didn't have the same vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I don't even remember much about Freakazoid. I just remember the character. I don't remember anything else surrounding him, any of the other people involved. Just remember him and all the stupid stuff he would say was just, it was like Deadpool if he was a teenager.
I guess so.
Yeah, just like off the wall ridiculous without all the cursing, I guess.
Yeah, without all the vulgarity. Yeah.
Which I'm excited about. I wonder
Yeah,
what
it's
they
gonna be
do with
good.
this next one.
I hope it's good anyways. I'm hopeful.
I mean, it made like 80 million, I think I read on its opening weekend. That's a lot.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I wonder how
I
much they used to make the movie.
I'll probably less than 200 million. I'm sure probably closer to 100 million. They do those movies cheaper than, I mean, like heck, what was the first one? I know they did that one super cheap.
Yeah, that was 100 some odds.
So, yeah, I could figure out what did Deadpool and Wolverine cost. According to three sources, it cost $200 million,
Woo.
which I'd say that's a pretty good opening weekend.
Yeah, but they still got to cover for all the PR and marketing. They
I
got to
mean,
make
yeah,
at least double that.
oh yeah, for sure. But you're talking first weekend, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a couple, $40 million weekends. They'll make their money back, no problem. It'll be in
Yeah.
theaters for who knows how long.
We'll see. We'll see.
But what is your number three?
My number three is an older one. It's Batman the Animated Series.
Okay, so I
It
only
is,
watched one. Which one was it?
this is the, I think, the first animated Batman cartoon.
So it's probably the one I watched,
I think it is.
but I don't remember it. I know I watched it though.
It's so good with Mark Hamill as the Joker. And then you
Okay, yeah.
have Oh, why am I blanking?
It's
Kevin
not.
Conroy as Batman. That is so good. And then he
Who-
did the Arkham series, and Mark Hamill did the Arkham series. Ah, it brought me such joy to play that game.
I played them a little bit, not a lot. But I did. I dabbled.
Ah, it is so much fun. And then hearing their voices when they're like talking, it's like, oh, I'm playing the cartoon. This is amazing.
I will say, like, when I did hear the Mark Hamill stuff, I was like, all right, like, I get why everybody likes him so much. Like, yeah, it's top notch. But I can't help. Whenever I think Batman, if I don't hear Michael Keaton's voice, it's just hard for me to get involved.
Well, this is growing up, coming home from high school and watching Batman the Animated Series with my little brother after school. It's just we got into that routine. It became our our afternoon watch, seeing these like blimps for the police blimps flying in the sky, and then the police cars chasing after robbers, and then them getting away, and then Batman showing up. It's like, oh, so good, so good.
feel like I just feel like I want to rewatch a lot of these, see if I still like them as an adult.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm sitting here looking at like the Freakazoid. I'm like, I'm pretty sure if I look back on that, I'm gonna be like, man, I was an idiot. That show's dumb.
That shouldn't have been on my list.
Oh, but I love it though. But I'm sure it's really bad.
All right, what's your number two?
All right, my number two is my other anime. One of the very few animes that I have a slightly interesting story about. The the show is Death Note,
Okay,
and the reason I watched the show was because Netflix made a movie called Death Note. And
okay.
I loved that movie when I watched it. I was like, oh, this movie's awesome. It made me go and watch the series. So
Yeah.
then I watched the series and I realized how horrible that movie actually is. And now I hate that movie. Like,
Oh, that's too bad.
and like
That
that,
is too bad.
dude, I couldn't believe how much better the show was. And like, yeah, the movie it tells a very short or very small amount of the beginning of the story, but at the same time, the way they did it was so horrible. Like the way they portray the girl in the movie versus the
Hmm.
girl in the show. Like the girl in the movie is almost like pushing him to be evil. And
Yeah.
that's not at all what it was. Like that diminishes his character. If you really look and watch the show, you're just like, it's like a totally different vibe. And I realized how bad that movie actually is. But had I not watched it and had I not liked it as much as I did at the time, I would have never watched the show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in a weird way, I can't really crap on it that bad.
Yeah, you got to thank the movie it came out.
Yeah, I mean, I would have never, because it had been recommended to me already. I had heard of it already. I don't know. It was like anime. It's hard for me to watch. I was just like, maybe, and just never did. But the characters, and even the characters you don't get to see in that movie that you meet later on in the show, just
Yeah.
phenomenal. Like the whole show, it's just so great. I love his transformation of who he is at the beginning to who he is at the end. Like Light, yeah, that's right. He's like a totally different person at the end of everything. It's just like, oh, it's great. I'm gonna rewatch it. I want to rewatch it now.
So with Death Note, those that don't know, is someone with the ability to
Oh,
use
yeah,
like a demon to go and kill people by writing their name in a book.
yeah, yeah. I don't know why I'm sitting here like just assuming everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But that
So the story is about following the character and his like transition of using the book to kill people and still kind of like use his own moral high ground for what he's doing.
yeah, it's like he's a good guy and he's doing things for good, but then there's those certain like what line is too far? Like if you're killing innocent people to cover up what you did to all these bad people, then it's like, you know, are you really the good guy or are you the bad guy? It's just he just goes
Right.
back and forth so much and the character's just fantastic. And the movie
Yeah,
does
but
it
there's
no
also like the
justice.
premise of him having to do it, otherwise the demon like kills him or something.
Yeah. 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 To a small extent. It's like what he could like take away some years or something like that, depending on what he wanted to do. There's a bunch of stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, but he ultimately like turns into a totally different person. Like the
Right.
person at the beginning of that show is not who you're left with at the end. It's just everything in between is insane. I love that show.
All right. Well, my number two is Mashley, Magic and Muscles.
I have no
So
idea what that is.
it's an anime, and it's a story. Let's just say, imagine there's a world that's like Harry Potter, where there's magic, but they can tell how powerful you are by like this face tattoo on your face. And it's just like a line. So if you have more than one line, it says that you're stronger than other people that just have one line. If you have no magic, you are pretty much should just be killed in this world. So the main character, he doesn't have magic. He is just really, 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 really strong. So he could do things that are like superhuman that makes it seem like he's doing magic. But he's not. He's just really, really strong.
I mean, how can they not tell he doesn't have magic?
Because he could do what they could do with magic.
Hmm.
So, for example, it's like, okay, I need you to fly on this broomstick, right? He'll grab the broomstick, throw it, and jump on it, and then it looks like he's flying on
I mean, sounds to me like he might be magic.
it. And when he does stuff, he'll just say, like, oh, pumping iron magic, or punch you really hard in the stomach magic.
He just says what he's doing and adds magic to it.
Yeah.
He's like making toast magic.
Yeah, and he has this thing where he just loves cream puffs, and it just like breaks the atmosphere so hard because they're like trying to like you need to study so you could pass this magic school, and he's just like, uh, man, I could really go for a cream puff. And they're like, are you not listening? You need to graduate. You need to pass if you want to get into like the visionaries, the highest ranking elites. And he's just like, I could go for cream puffs. You want a cream puff? He just doesn't care. It's so good. It's such a funny anime. It has me busting up laughing every time I watch an episode.
Seems like it has a similar vibe of the whole like One Punch Man, how he just kind of just like whatever, it'll be fine.
Ye- Yeah, it's basically like that. Like he'll just there's this one part where he's just like, "You okay, Tony?" And then like one of the other characters is like, what? He's like, Tony's quickly, rapidly flexing. And he's like, who's Tony? He's like, my pectoral. And you see his pectoral moving, and he's like, oh, I really did a good exercise this morning. And the other character's like, what the heck are you talking about? He's like, Anthony, you got to get stronger like Tony. It's
Dude.
like, what the heck? Then he'll just start like randomly exercising. You got to drink your protein.
What was it called again?
It's called Mashley Magic and Muscles.
Ashley.
Yeah,
Okay.
his name is Mash Burn Dead.
This is the most absurd thing I've ever heard. It has to be watched.
And when you watch it, you're going to get reminded of Harry Potter. You're going to go, oh, I see what they did there. Because it's like the wizarding world wants to kill all the non-wizarding world people, you know?
I don't know Harry Potter that well, though.
Your wife does, though.
She does, yeah. She does for sure, but
Then she'll get the Harry Potter like cues, and then you can watch the anime, enjoy the ridiculousness of it.
she'll be laughing at something, and I'm like, was that a Harry Potter thing?
Yeah. They do that in Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly.
That
And
looks like Quidditch.
yeah. I know that's not on Netflix. It's on the Crunchyroll, isn't it?
It's on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Sounds like somebody's gonna get Crunchyroll.
Or just learn how to illegally download movies. I mean, what?
No, no illegal.
if
Crunchyroll.
anything, if anything, I'll rent it. I got to be able to
Crunchyroll.
rent it on Prime.
Crunchyroll.
I'm
You
not
can
gonna
do
do
it.
it.
You can do it. All right. What's your number one?
My number one is one of the best cartoons ever, The Real
Oh boy.
Ghostbusters.
Oh jeez.
You
I
should
should
have
have known.
known. Yep.
I should have known.
Not
I
only
haven't
should
watched
you,
that in so many years.
oh, it's so good. Like I remember like the whole thing about like, oh, we want a third movie and all this stuff that happened before they made these new ones. They already made a third movie. It was the episode of Ghostbusters that took place, the real Ghostbusters episode that took place right after they fought Stay Puft. And their suits become haunted by ghosts because Pete throws them down in the laundry instead of washing them. And it is such a good episode. Tell me you remember that one.
No, I don't.
You don't remember that? Oh, you got to remember the one with the pumpkin head guy with like the long
Vaguely.
robe.
Vaguely.
Oh. Then there was
You
the
know, the third one actually is the video game.
yes, yeah, yeah. I won't argue that one either. Like that game was awesome. That was
Yeah.
like one of the first things Ghostbusters wise that really happened since the 90s. That was like a huge deal. And that was awesome that they all like Bill Murray kind of phoned it in a little bit, but whatever. Like
Yeah,
he didn't
it's
have to do
fine.
it. It's fine, yeah. But the show was awesome, and I have the special collector set that's like inside a firehouse, and they're all tin and everything came with it. It's the best. I wanted to buy two of
Very
them,
nice.
but I couldn't.
Okay.
What's your number one?
Well, my number one is another anime, and it is a more recent one that got made. It used to be I think they call them manhwa, a Korean manga.
Okay.
So they finished the series. I think the author passed away, unfortunately, but they took up the property and created an anime. and it is called Solo Leveling.
Okay.
It is so good. The character was like the weakest of the weak. His like power rating was he's almost human how low his power rating was. And he goes into a dungeon and goes and fights this like goblin, and he almost dies from like a little goblin. And they get to this side room that appears where it's a double dungeon. So it's harder than it actually would be otherwise. And he gets put in a ridiculous situation, survives it, and then is reawakened with a new ability. And it's like a video game. So his new ability is to become a special class, which is Necromancer. And he just like is now living his life as this new character class that like no one has ever in the world. And he also has this like video game esque ability that pops up. So it gives him like little side quests like do 100 push ups, do 100 miles, do 100 crunches, and then it'll give him a reward
Does it
for
get
doing
XP?
that. Yeah, he levels up. So
What was it called again?
solo leveling.
Okay, okay. The leveling part I forgot. I was thinking Han
Yeah.
Solo. I don't know why.
So
That's
fantastic anime.
only on Crunchyroll, right?
And that's on Crunchyroll. It's like almost we're endorsing Crunchyroll.
This episode brought to you by. Oh, we probably have to say that that's not true.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by them. It's just we use them.
It's just
I
us.
use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to yet. But I mean, I think we're going to do one more top 10
Yep.
for our video games here, and that'll be kind of the introduction to us and what we watch and what we take in. So I think we'll be doing that soon. And
Yep.
I'm going to let Wolf take it from here because I clammed up.
Well, once we get our last one out, the top 10 video games, then we'll start getting into other kind of conversations of movies, games, things that we're kind of more passionate about specifically. And we'll do full episodes on. For example, we'll just talk about a random anime that popped up, like, let me pick a random one here. Reborn as a vending machine.
As a vending machine?
Yes.
Okay, that's phenomenal. I'm
So,
getting
until
Crunchyroll now. I'm getting it now.
until next time, I'm Wolf Vision,
I'm Fry.
and we'll see you next time.